Have you ever wondered how much damage anxiety is really doing to you? Not just mentally, but physically? You might think anxiety is just worry, just overthinking, just being nervous before something important. But what if I told you that the anxiety you're brushing off, the constant tension you carry in your chest, the butterflies in your stomach that never really leave, and the sleepless nights you try to fight through, what if all of that is destroying your body from the inside out? Anxiety is a silent killer. Not in the way a heart attack is, not in the way a disease might be diagnosed with lab reports. No, it's a silent killer because it hides. It disguises itself. It becomes a normal part of your daily life until you forget what calm even feels like. Until you forget that your body was never meant to live in a constant state of alert. It begins with the small things, a tightness in your neck, an occasional stomachache, a heart that races when nothing is wrong. You tell yourself it's fine. You power through. You don't want to seem weak. You don't want to admit you're anxious. So you put on a smile. You push down the panic. And you keep going. But your body remembers. Your body always remembers. Anxiety doesn't just live in your thoughts. It lives in your cells. Every moment your brain signals danger, your body responds. It floods your bloodstream with cortisol and adrenaline. Your heart pounds, your muscles tighten, your digestion slows down, your immune system weakens, your skin breaks out, your sleep disappears. And all the while you say, I'm just tired, I'm just stressed, I just need a break. But days turn into weeks, weeks turn into months, and now it's been years. And you've lived so long in survival mode, you've forgotten what peace even feels like. You wake up already exhausted. You go to bed feeling wired but tired. Your stomach always feels off. You can't focus. Your back always aches. And no matter how many tests you get done, the doctors say everything's fine. But everything is not fine. Because anxiety, when left unchecked, doesn't just weigh on your mind. It starts to tear your body apart, slowly, quietly, but relentlessly. Your muscles are constantly tensed, as if waiting for a threat that never comes. This leads to chronic pain, tension headaches, migraines, and even joint issues. Your digestive system becomes inflamed, sensitive, unpredictable, because your gut and brain are directly connected. Your immune system grows weaker, making you more vulnerable to colds, flu, and even long-term illness. Your sleep cycles are wrecked, depriving your body of its most essential healing process. Your heart races and pounds so often that you start to fear it's something worse. And sometimes it is. The truth is, your body is giving you signs. Signs that the anxiety you think you can manage is actually managing you, controlling you, breaking you down from the inside. And the worst part, most people never realize what's happening until it's too late. They treat the symptoms. They pop painkillers for their tension. They drink coffee to fight their fatigue. They try diet after diet to fix their stomach. They use creams and pills for their skin problems, but they never go deeper. They never stop and ask, is this my body reacting to the war going on in my mind? Because that's what anxiety is. It's war. A war between your brain and your body. A constant battle between what your mind fears and what your body endures. And if you don't stop to listen, if you don't recognize the signs, it only gets worse. This video isn't just about stress. It's not about ordinary worry. This is about the kind of anxiety that disguises itself in your physical health. The kind of anxiety that masks itself as pain, as sickness, as fatigue, until you believe you're just falling apart for no reason. But there is a reason, and it's time to uncover it. In the next few minutes, you'll discover the 7 warning signs your anxiety is silently destroying your body. These are not just symptoms. These are your body's desperate cries for help. And once you recognize them, once you understand what they mean, you can begin the journey to heal. You deserve to feel peace. You deserve to rest without fear. You deserve a body that works with you, not one that's being torn apart by an invisible enemy. So stay with me. This might be the most important video you watch this year, because the battle you're fighting may not be out there in the world, it may be inside of you. And the first step to winning that battle is learning how to listen to your body before it breaks down. Let's begin. Point 1. Constant fatigue and exhaustion. You wake up tired, even after a full night's sleep. No matter how many hours you rest, your body feels like it's dragging through mud. Anxiety doesn't just affect your mind, It wreaks havoc on your physical energy. The constant stress hormones like cortisol keep your body in a state of hyper-alertness. This state is meant to be temporary, like when you're facing danger. But with anxiety, your body stays in that alert mode all the time, draining your energy reserves. Over time, this leads to chronic fatigue. Your muscles ache, your limbs feel heavy. Climbing stairs becomes a challenge, and simple tasks feel overwhelming. This isn't laziness. It's your body screaming for help. The nervous system is overworked, and your adrenal glands are burned out from constantly producing stress hormones. You might also experience frequent yawning, brain fog, and the desperate need for caffeine or sugar just to make it through the day. But even those quick fixes don't last. Your productivity drops. Your focus becomes a struggle. You might sit at your desk for hours without accomplishing anything, staring at the screen with a sense of helplessness. What makes this worse is that others often can't see it. You may look fine on the outside, but inside, it feels like you're barely surviving. You force yourself to keep going, pretending everything is normal, but your body is collapsing under the pressure. This constant fatigue also affects your immune system. When you're tired all the time, your body has no strength to fight off infections. You get sick more often. You take longer to recover. Small colds become major battles. The exhaustion becomes a vicious cycle. Anxiety drains your energy, and when you have no energy, your anxiety increases. You feel like you're always running behind, always failing to catch up. This cycle damages your physical health, your mental clarity, and your emotional balance. Sleep becomes another battlefield. You may feel tired all day, but the moment your head hits the pillow, your mind races. You toss and turn, battling insomnia, waking up several times during the night. You never feel rested. Your body never gets the deep healing sleep it desperately needs. In severe cases, this exhaustion can even mimic symptoms of other illnesses. Doctors might run blood tests or scans, but nothing shows up. That's because the root cause isn't physical in the way most people expect. It's the emotional weight of anxiety manifesting in your body. You start missing out on life. Friends invite you out, but you say no because you're too tired. Your hobbies fall away. You stop exercising. Your world shrinks because your body can't keep up. This isolation only makes the anxiety worse. This sign is more than just tiredness. It's your body crying out from the inside, overwhelmed, overused, and undersupported. Anxiety has turned your own system against you, draining your strength, stealing your days, and making you feel like a shadow of the person you used to be. And unless it's addressed, this constant exhaustion doesn't go away. It builds. It breaks you down. And it's one of the earliest and most dangerous signs that your anxiety is no longer just in your mind. It's destroying your body, piece by piece. Point 2, digestive distress and stomach issues. Your gut is often called your second brain, and when anxiety takes over, it doesn't just mess with your thoughts. It wages war inside your digestive system. You might feel constant nausea, bloating, stomach cramps, or an unsettled gut that seems to rebel at the worst times. These aren't random discomforts. They're your body's way of responding to mental turmoil. Anxiety triggers the fight or flight response, which shuts down digestion. Why? Because your body thinks it's in danger. It reallocates energy from your stomach to your muscles and brain to help you escape. But when that stress never ends, when anxiety becomes chronic, your digestive system suffers long-term consequences. You might notice you're running to the bathroom more often than usual, or maybe it's the opposite. You can't go at all. Constipation, diarrhea, or alternating between the two becomes a daily struggle, and every meal becomes a gamble. One day you eat something and feel fine. The next, the same food causes hours of discomfort. Acid reflux and heartburn might flare up frequently, even if you haven't changed your diet. That burning sensation creeping up your chest isn't always about spicy food. It could be a sign that your stress levels are throwing off your stomach's balance. Then there's the loss of appetite, or the complete opposite, emotional binge eating. When anxiety hits, you may feel too nauseous to eat anything at all. Or you might reach for food as comfort, only to feel worse afterward. This up and down relationship with food causes nutritional deficiencies that weaken your body even more. The gut and brain are connected through the vagus nerve, meaning your mental state directly impacts your stomach, and vice versa. When your mind is anxious, your gut mirrors it. That's why some people describe the feeling as butterflies or a pit in their stomach. But it's not just a metaphor. Those sensations are real biological reactions. Even more troubling, anxiety-induced digestive issues can spiral into disorders like irritable bowel syndrome, IBS. Many people suffering from IBS also suffer from chronic anxiety. The two feed into each other. Your anxiety worsens your stomach problems, and your stomach problems increase your anxiety. It becomes an endless cycle. You might begin to fear eating in public or going out, worried that stomach issues will ruin your day. You avoid social situations, skip meals, or obsessively monitor everything you eat. This constant worry adds more fuel to the anxiety fire and leads to even more gut distress. And no one else may understand it. You look fine. There are no visible injuries. But inside, your digestive system is under siege. Every meal, every snack, every bite becomes a silent battle you're forced to fight alone. This sign is not just discomfort, it's damage. Long-term digestive issues can lead to ulcers, chronic inflammation, and serious nutritional imbalances. Your gut is where much of your immune system lives, so when it's out of balance, your entire health suffers. Anxiety has a way of turning your own body into your enemy. And when it attacks your digestion, it doesn't just make you uncomfortable. It chips away at your ability to enjoy life, eat with ease, and nourish your body properly. The pain, the irregularity, the fear of flare-ups, it all becomes part of your daily routine. This is the quiet destruction anxiety causes, hiding in your gut. And if you don't recognize it early, it can lead to lifelong complications that no diet alone can fix. 3. Muscle tension and chronic pain. Your body was never meant to be in a constant state of alert, but anxiety forces it into one. Over time, this leads to something you might not even notice at first: tight, aching muscles that never fully relax. You feel it in your neck, shoulders, back, and jaw. It starts small, a little stiffness here, a little soreness there. But as the anxiety continues, it becomes constant. This isn't the type of pain that goes away after rest. It lingers. Your muscles are clenching, holding in stress without your permission. You might find yourself grinding your teeth during the day or in your sleep. Your jaw locks up, your shoulders creep toward your ears, and your posture becomes stiff and guarded, as if you're always bracing for impact. Headaches become a regular part of life. Not just tension headaches, but sometimes full-blown migraines triggered by the constant strain. You stretch, take painkillers, get massages. But the relief is temporary, because the root cause isn't physical. It's emotional. Anxiety floods your body with stress hormones, particularly adrenaline and cortisol. These hormones prepare your muscles for fight or flight. But if you never get the chance to actually fight or flee, that tension stays trapped in your body. It doesn't get released, it builds up. This leads to muscle knots, painful, hardened areas in your back, shoulders, or neck that feel like rocks under your skin. They affect how you sleep, how you move, and how you feel every second of the day. Even simple tasks like bending over, turning your head, or sitting at a desk become uncomfortable. You may start visiting doctors, chiropractors, or physical therapists searching for answers. But if they don't address the anxiety behind the pain, nothing truly helps. Your muscles will keep locking up, your joints will stay stiff, and your body will remain trapped in survival mode. Over time, this tension can evolve into chronic pain syndromes like fibromyalgia or tension myositis. Your brain, constantly flooded with stress signals, becomes overly sensitive to even small physical sensations. A slight ache turns into a deep pain. A minor strain feels unbearable. Your body becomes hypersensitive because it's been living under pressure for far too long. Sleep doesn't fix it. Rest doesn't heal it. And that's because anxiety resets your body's baseline. Pain becomes your new normal. You forget what it feels like to be relaxed, to sit without clenching, to move without wincing. You may also notice tremors, twitching, or sudden jolts when you're trying to relax. These are signs that your nervous system is stuck in overdrive. Your muscles don't know how to calm down because your brain is constantly signaling them to stay ready for danger. This type of muscular pain robs you of peace. It makes you irritable, lowers your tolerance for stress, and can even lead to depression. Because living in a body that always hurts feels like carrying a heavy burden you can't set down. Muscle tension from anxiety isn't just uncomfortable, it's damaging. It affects your posture, your nervous system, your ability to move freely, and your quality of life. And the longer it goes unaddressed, the more likely it is to lead to long-term musculoskeletal issues. Anxiety doesn't just live in your head. It lives in your muscles, tight and coiled, whispering stress through every fiber of your being. And until that anxiety is faced, your body will carry the weight, silently suffering every single day. Point 4. Heart palpitations and chest tightness. Your heart is pounding, not because you ran, not because you're excited, but because anxiety has hijacked your body's most vital organ. One of the scariest signs that anxiety is destroying your body is the sudden onset of heart palpitations. When your heartbeat feels fast, fluttery, or irregular, like it's skipping beats or racing without reason. You might be sitting still, doing nothing at all. When your chest suddenly tightens, your heart thuds like a drum. You feel short of breath. Your hands tremble. You wonder, am I having a heart attack? That fear alone spikes your anxiety even higher, worsening the symptoms and creating a terrifying feedback loop. The truth is, anxiety activates your body's fight or flight response. It floods your bloodstream with adrenaline, forcing your heart to beat faster to prepare you for danger. But when there's no real threat, just constant mental pressure, your heart ends up overworked for no reason. It's like flooring the gas pedal while the car is in park. This isn't just a one-time experience. For many, these palpitations happen daily. They can hit in the middle of a meeting, while lying in bed, or even during calm moments. And each time they steal your breath, your focus, and your sense of safety. Chest tightness often follows. It feels like a heavy weight pressing down on your ribcage, making it hard to inhale deeply. Sometimes it feels like something is squeezing your heart. You try to stretch, move, or breathe it away, but it lingers. Because the cause isn't physical strain, it's internal chaos. You might visit the emergency room. The doctors check your heart, run tests, and say everything is normal. But nothing feels normal. You're told it's just anxiety. And though that might sound like a relief, it can also feel invalidating, because the pain, the fear, and the pressure are very real. Over time, these constant heart symptoms take a toll on your health. They lead to high blood pressure, increased risk of cardiovascular disease, and long-term wear on your circulatory system. Your body wasn't designed to live in a permanent stress response, and the more your heart is pushed beyond its natural rhythm, the more damage it absorbs. What's worse, these heart symptoms can make you afraid of your own body. You begin to avoid exercise, thinking it will trigger another episode. You hesitate to go out alone, fearing you'll collapse in public. You monitor your pulse obsessively, checking your chest every time you feel the slightest flutter. This hyper-awareness creates a vicious cycle. The more you fear your heart, the more anxious you become. And the more anxious you become, the more your heart reacts. It's like being trapped in a maze where every exit leads you right back to panic. The damage isn't just physical, it's emotional. The heart is the symbol of life, love, and strength. But when anxiety attacks it, you feel vulnerable, weak, and scared. You stop trusting your body. You live in constant fear of the next jolt, the next tight squeeze, the next unexplained thump in your chest. And even if you try to ignore it, your heart doesn't forget. It carries the weight of your unspoken stress, your buried fears, your internal battles. Each beat becomes a reminder that anxiety isn't just in your mind, it's reshaping your body, rhythm by rhythm. So when you feel those palpitations, when your chest tightens for no reason, know this: it's not your heart failing you. It's your anxiety crying out through your body, demanding to be heard before the damage becomes permanent. Point 5. Weakened immune system and frequent illness. You find yourself getting sick more often. A simple cold lingers for weeks. Minor infections seem to take over your whole system. Cuts take longer to heal. You feel run down, vulnerable, and like your body just can't fight back the way it used to. This isn't just bad luck. It's anxiety wearing down your immune system day after day, silently breaking your defenses from within. Your immune system is designed to protect you, to scan your body for threats and fight off viruses, bacteria, and inflammation. But anxiety puts that system under constant strain. When you're anxious, your body pumps out stress hormones like cortisol. These hormones are helpful in short bursts, but when they're constantly flooding your system, they begin to suppress your immune response. Cortisol blocks the production of white blood cells, the very cells your body needs to fight off illness. Over time, this leads to a weakened immune system. Your body becomes slower to detect threats, slower to react, and slower to recover. You might notice that you catch every bug going around. While others recover in days, you're still coughing weeks later. Your sinuses stay inflamed. Your throat always feels sore. You get headaches that seem connected to your sinuses or ears. Small illnesses feel big. Minor wounds stay red and swollen longer than they should. And it's not just infections. Chronic anxiety can increase your body's inflammatory response, meaning your immune system starts overreacting to harmless triggers. You might develop allergies you never had before. Skin conditions like eczema or psoriasis flare up. You might even experience autoimmune symptoms, where your body mistakenly begins attacking itself. You might notice dark circles under your eyes, constant fatigue, and a general sense of being unwell. You look in the mirror and feel like you've aged years in a matter of months, because your body isn't just tired, it's under attack from within. Your sleep suffers too, and that makes everything worse. Deep sleep is when your body repairs itself, when your immune system regenerates and your cells rebuild. But with anxiety disrupting your rest, your body never gets that chance to fully heal. It's like trying to fight a war without ever resupplying your troops. You may begin to feel like a burden to others. You're constantly canceling plans, visiting doctors, or calling in sick. And because anxiety is often invisible, people don't understand why you're always unwell. That isolation adds to the stress that further weakens your immune system. This vulnerability affects your confidence. You stop trusting your body to carry you through the day. You feel fragile, like the smallest exposure to germs or stress could knock you down again. The fear of getting sick becomes part of your daily anxiety. And ironically, worrying about your health only worsens your condition. Health anxiety can cause a surge of physical symptoms: shortness of breath, body aches, chills, all of which mimic real illness, even when no infection is present. This constant worrying sends more cortisol into your system, further sabotaging your immune function. Over time, this can even lead to serious conditions. Chronic inflammation caused by anxiety has been linked to heart disease, diabetes, digestive disorders, and more. The damage builds slowly, quietly, until one day it becomes impossible to ignore. This isn't just about getting sick. It's about a system inside you, meant to protect you, being dismantled by stress. Anxiety turns your strongest defense into your weakest link, making every cough feel like a threat, every sore throat a crisis. Your body becomes a battlefield, not from the outside, but from within. And until the anxiety is addressed, your immune system remains under siege, fighting a losing war that leaves you more exposed, more exhausted, and more broken than anyone can see. Point 6. Sleep disturbances and insomnia. You lay in bed, desperate to fall asleep, but your mind refuses to quiet down. Thoughts race, your heart pounds, your body, exhausted from the day, just won't shut off. Hours pass, and you're still staring at the ceiling. And when sleep finally comes, it's light, fragmented, and full of nightmares. This isn't just a bad night's rest. It's the cruel effect of anxiety hijacking your sleep, turning rest into a nightly war. Anxiety disrupts your sleep on every level. Mentally, you can't stop overthinking, reliving conversations, imagining worst-case scenarios, worrying about tomorrow's responsibilities. The moment your body relaxes, your brain jolts awake, scanning for danger that doesn't exist. It's like trying to fall asleep while standing guard. Physically, anxiety keeps your nervous system on high alert. Your heart rate stays elevated. Your breathing remains shallow. Your muscles stay tense. Even if you do manage to drift off, your body isn't fully relaxing. You don't reach the deep restorative stages of sleep that your body and brain desperately need to heal. The result? You wake up feeling like you haven't slept at all. You drag yourself through the day in a fog. Your memory falters. Your focus is shot. You forget words mid-sentence. You get irritable at the smallest things. And all the while, you're counting down the hours until you can crawl back into bed, only for the cycle to repeat again. Insomnia is more than just an inconvenience. It's a health hazard. When anxiety deprives you of sleep long enough, your body starts to break down. your immune system weakens, your blood pressure rises, your metabolism slows. Your risk of heart disease, diabetes, and even cognitive decline increases. Sleep deprivation also intensifies your anxiety. The more exhausted you are, the less control you have over your emotions. Your stress tolerance plummets. Small problems feel like disasters. And now you're anxious about being anxious because you know how badly it's ruining your nights. You might start dreading bedtime. Your bed no longer feels safe. It feels like a trap, a place where anxiety comes alive. You try relaxation apps, herbal teas, blackout curtains, white noise, but nothing seems to work. Because the problem isn't the environment. It's what's happening inside your mind and body. And even when you do sleep, it's rarely peaceful. You might wake up gasping, your heart racing from a vivid nightmare. You might wake several times a night without knowing why. Or you may experience sleep paralysis, waking up frozen in fear, unable to move, trapped between consciousness and nightmare. This kind of sleep deprivation can also affect your physical appearance. Dark circles under your eyes, pale skin, a dull expression. You look in the mirror and barely recognize yourself. You look tired because you are tired, on a level that runs deeper than rest can fix. People may tell you to just relax or get to bed earlier, but they don't understand. You're not choosing this. Your mind is wired to worry, and it doesn't turn off just because the lights are out. Nighttime becomes a battle zone, where the silence amplifies everything you've been trying to suppress during the day. And over time, the fear of not sleeping becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. You anticipate another bad night, and that anticipation creates more anxiety, which keeps you awake even longer. It's an endless loop that you feel powerless to escape. Sleep is when the body repairs, the brain resets, and the soul restores. But anxiety robs you of that healing time. It steals the hours meant for peace and fills them with panic, tension, and dread. Until the anxiety is addressed at its root, sleep will remain just out of reach. And without sleep, your body continues to break down. Quietly, gradually, but relentlessly. Because when anxiety takes your nights, it doesn't just ruin your rest. It ruins your ability to recover, to think, to function. And most of all, to feel human. Point 7. Hormonal imbalance and reproductive disruption. Anxiety doesn't just live in your mind. It penetrates deep into your body's hormonal system, throwing off critical balances that regulate your mood, energy, reproductive health, and overall stability. One of the most damaging and overlooked signs that anxiety is destroying your body is the way it disrupts your hormones, and with them, some of your most vital functions. In both men and women, anxiety causes a spike in cortisol, the primary stress hormone. Cortisol is meant to rise in short bursts during emergencies, but chronic anxiety keeps it elevated all the time. This continuous stress response throws your endocrine system into chaos. It disrupts the delicate communication between your brain, glands, and hormones that keep everything from your metabolism to your reproductive system running smoothly. In women, one of the most common results of this disruption is irregular or missed menstrual periods. Your cycle becomes unpredictable. Periods might arrive late, come twice in a month, or vanish entirely. For some, the flow becomes heavier. For others, it merely disappears. The hormonal roller coaster that anxiety creates doesn't just affect timing. It affects the intensity. Cramps worsen, PMS symptoms intensify, mood swings grow more extreme, and ovulation becomes inconsistent. In severe cases, chronic anxiety can lead to conditions like amenorrhea, the complete absence of menstruation, or contribute to the development of disorders like PCOS, polycystic ovary syndrome, which is tied to both hormonal imbalance and stress. Women trying to conceive may find that anxiety reduces fertility, making it harder to get pregnant and maintain hormonal balance during early pregnancy. For men, anxiety lowers testosterone levels. This can lead to reduced libido, erectile dysfunction, and even fertility issues. Energy drops, motivation fades, muscle mass decreases, and fat may begin to accumulate more easily, especially around the midsection. The body's entire hormonal blueprint begins to shift toward imbalance. Even teenagers and young adults can suffer. Puberty, which is already a turbulent time for hormones, becomes even more complicated under the weight of anxiety. Development slows, acne worsens, and emotional regulation becomes harder to manage. Beyond reproductive hormones, anxiety affects thyroid function as well. The thyroid gland plays a major role in controlling your body's metabolism, heart rate, and energy. Anxiety can push the thyroid into overdrive, hyperthyroidism-like symptoms, or slow it down, mimicking hypothyroidism. You might feel jittery and wired one week and then completely drained the next. This hormonal chaos has wide-reaching effects. You might feel constantly on edge, easily irritated, or prone to crying spells for no clear reason. Your skin breaks out unexpectedly. Your hair begins to thin or fall out. You experience weight fluctuations that don't match your eating habits. Your body feels foreign, like it no longer responds the way it used to. And because these symptoms are often invisible to others, you may feel deeply isolated. People tell you it's just stress, without realizing that anxiety has literally rewired your body from the inside. It's not just a mood anymore. It's a physical, chemical imbalance that affects every part of who you are. The hardest part is the sense of betrayal. Your body, something that's supposed to support and sustain you, starts to feel unpredictable and unstable. You begin to mistrust your own biology, always wondering when the next symptom will appear, or whether your anxiety has caused damage that can't be undone. And this disruption doesn't go away on its own. The longer anxiety continues unchecked, the more deeply these hormonal imbalances root themselves into your system. It can take months or even years of care and balance to restore what chronic stress has unraveled. So when your body feels off, when your cycles are irregular, when your energy is gone and your emotions swing wildly without warning, it may not just be in your head. It may be your body's hormonal cry for help, an alarm bell warning you that anxiety is not just hurting your mind. It's dismantling your biology, one hormone at a time. Your anxiety isn't just a feeling. It's a force, silently tearing through your body, disrupting your sleep, damaging your heart, weakening your immunity, and rewriting your health from the inside out. If these signs feel familiar, don't ignore them, because what begins in your mind can, over time, destroy your body.